What is up, everybody? Back again. Y'all already know
Hey,
what
Nell,
it is.
play that shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, man, this man got the background.
You already know, man. Get that money, man. Get that money. Take to the house. Ain't no fucking shit. Easy money. Easy money. Well, it should be easy money, but like
Look,
I
knock
said,
on wood, knock on wood.
Look at the rookies drafted. We got Dean and we got Davis. Two Jordan. It doesn't get better than that shit.
yeah, put that shit up.
As Ricky Bobby said, if you ain't first,
you're
you're
last.
last.
Exactly.
Second place is at 2.
Definitely gonna make up for it.
Trust me. I need a sports podcast, man. I need it. Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the I Need a Sports podcast. Your host with the most, Bryce, my dog Kam. It's been a minute since we talked football. Last week, guys, I'm sorry. Had some technical difficulties. Told y'all we would get y'all this week with 2 episodes, this being the second Week 8 NFL. If you haven't already, go watch that live recording of the NBA tip-off. Our first live pod was a major success. Did that on a Tuesday night. It's up on the YouTube. The link will be in the description of this video as well if you want to go check that out if you missed it. But yeah, man, we ain't talked football in a minute. Talk about, week 7 a little bit, and then we're going to get into these week 8 bets. Week 8 is actually already kicked off. We're recording this Friday night. Thursday night game, Bills versus Tampa Bay. Bills win it 24-18. In the game, they still look a little off. Low key could have lost on that Hail Mary. I don't know if you've seen that, but
Nice, get to see it.
Baker threw a Hail Mary at the end of the game, and I didn't see any of the still shots, but fans in the comments were saying Chris Godwin got held. Basically, Chris Godwin was like running, and he didn't even look for the ball. And by the time he turned around, like I think it was Poyer who was on him. Poyer fell to the ground, and the ball just literally landed right in front of Godwin. And it was like if he just turns around, it's just it's the easiest Hail Mary catch in the world because there was no crowd around him. Like everybody else that fallen or was yards away. So
that's crazy.
they almost won on a miracle, but Bills get it done. Josh Allen looked, Josh Allen like it was. He had his great moments, then he had some moments, but Bills get it done. Can't complain. They actually got me a first dub on a parlay I had this weekend. But let's look back at week 7 a little bit. What we missed. Go ahead. Go ahead and talk about it. I know week 7 was Cam's worst week of the year. He been going crazy, and then week 7 kind of got him. But go ahead and tell us what happened week 7. Give everybody a reminder, man.
Like, hold on, I'm trying to find like the exact bets that I had.
You can you go to the action. It should still be on there in your bet history.
I see it right now. So what was that? I think I started off with the Jags +2, I believe.
Oh, the Thursday night game versus Saints. That was a hit.
Night. Yeah, so I'm going to the week. Okay, got the Thursday night game. That hit or whatever. And then, Sunday just comes around and just completely just wow. And I'm pretty sure I missed on every single thing on Sunday. Yep, I missed on everything, bro. So what was that? First game, got the Bills and Patriots. Oh, I just don't know with this team, man.
Yeah, so like I was just saying, Bills have been up and down. Last week, they're beating the Patriots, or the Patriots are beating them all game. They come back, and then they let Mac Jones lead a game-winning touchdown drive, and it's like, Jesus, what is
sickening?
It's sickening, and I mean they got the win this week, so they're still relatively good. But the Bills have 2 divisional losses, so if they keep messing around and the Jets are able to put some wins together, the Patriots, if they can make a run, who knows? The Dolphins are still doing their thing. Like, they might be in jeopardy because the divisional record is so bad. But yeah, man, that I watched that too because I had the Bills minus my teaser bet was already shot, but I had the Bills minus 2.5 in the teaser, and I was just like, it can't hit for shit this NFL week. Like I don't know what it is.
Yeah, nah. I took them minus 8.5. And boy, did that they Patriots like, don't ever do that again. And for sure, definitely not in my life doing that. I'm not gonna say in my life because I probably will do it again. But yeah, but nah, I probably won't do that again for a while. So had that one. Then also had the Detroit and Baltimore game, man. Like all these picks I have was just like extremely like just off, like completely off. Um, I think I texted you and I was like, man, I think the Lions are for real this year. I think they're one of the better teams in the NFC, if not the best team in the NFC. Actually, I said it in the TikTok clip or whatever. But I mean, they came out and the Ravens just completely just manhandling them from beginning to end. Lamar was looking like Patrick Mahomes out there throwing the ball around. He was doing whatever he wanted to do. Um, yeah, I mean the Lions it just seemed like they wasn't ready like at all from the beginning.
It's scaring me because like I've been saying the last couple weeks, every team that's doing good and then like they'll win that week and then you know following week all the NFL media will be like, oh, they're the number one team in the league. They lose the next game every single time this year. It was us coming into the season. Of course, we lose to the Lions. Then who lost week 2 that got upset? I think it was
It wasn't that Dallas was week 3, huh?
yeah, Dallas was week 3 with the Cardinals. Then it was the Dolphins who had just hung 70 and then they get blown out
Mm-hmm.
by the Bills. Then the Bills lose. Now the Lions, and now my Chiefs. Now we're back up top because the 49ers been dropping some games.
Yeah.
So, and we play in Denver. We got I think it's now a 16-game win streak on them. It's going to be in Denver. I think it's going to be snowing too. If we don't, I'm hoping
Snow
that,
already? God damn.
yeah, I said 40% chance of snow. And some of the social media pages for the Chiefs have been tweeting out the old clips of Patrick when he played a couple years ago in the snow, and he's like, "I'm a snow game guy" or whatever. So we're gonna see. I'm hoping that BS we saw a couple weeks ago when we played them was just us like not giving up the playbook since we had to play them right again
Mm-hmm.
now. So, but I got us bet for this week, so well I'll give y'all that at the end of this. But yeah, I just know my Chiefs will probably find a way to not make that an easy watch. So can't wait for it to be on the edge of my seat, wondering if we're gonna beat the Denver Broncos, who are
Denver
in
Broncos.
in damn near in a fire sale potentially because they got everybody available for trade
Mm-hmm.
talks. But for me, I started off last week bad because I was under the impression Trevor Lawrence wasn't gonna play. From the beginning of the week, it said it wasn't looking good because it's a short week, and then he ended up playing. So I bet the under for the Jaguars thinking CJ Beathard would be going up against that Saints defense. It was under 17. They scored that in the first half, whooping up on the Saints. So that started me off with an L. I had Tampa Bay plus 3.5. Or was that this? No, that was the week before that. I'm sorry. But I had a teaser with Detroit plus 9. I thought the Ravens could beat them, but I thought it would be at least close. Like you said, they didn't come to play at all. They got waxed. And
Mm-hmm.
then I even faded my Chiefs. And you see how they always do the opposite of what I bet. I faded the Chiefs. I had Chargers plus 5.5 straight up, and then I had them in the teaser plus 11.5. And we
Yeah.
what do you know? We blow them out by double digits for the first time in I don't know how long. I'm like, of course the weekend I bet that against them. That's when they go and do it. I wasn't mad about it at the end of the day, but I was just like, of course, just
Yeah.
in Chiefs fashion. And then I did have a couple dubs. So during the Chiefs game live, once I seen how the game was kind of going, it was 3-3 after the first quarter, but we was moving the ball. So I live bet Patrick Mahomes over 1.5 passing touchdowns. I was like, that's gonna hit for sure. So then he gets to halfway through the second quarter, and the live bet becomes plus 3.5 for or over 3.5 or plus money. So I live bet that as well for 2.5 units. So I hit that one and the over 1.5. Live bet brought me to 2-2 on the day. And then afternoon game for me, I had Pitt and LA's under, which hit. And then Philly, the Sunday night game, 2.5. Like I dropped that little mini clip if y'all saw me and Cam's picks last week since we couldn't record a full episode. But in there, my basis was the Dolphins cannot win big games. And lo and behold, here we are another week. Dolphins still have not won a big game yet. Like they play great versus bad teams. Don't get me wrong, but whenever it's a game versus another winning team, two of them just haven't got it together. And I'm not saying Tua is not good. Obviously, he's balling out this year. But if the Dolphins really believed in Tua, he would have been paid by now. Like it's not gonna get any cheaper for a quarterback contract, and they can sign him to extension during the season whenever they want. But it's not happening because in the back of their mind, they're like, we still got to see if we can actually win with this guy. I think they can, but they just haven't shown it the last couple years. Like I've been saying since last year, they will start off hot, and then once the seasons get a little colder, they kind of fade off, and then the schedule gets harder. They start dropping games. So game versus Philly at Philly Sunday night, they had opportunities. Tyreek had a couple drops. One of them was for a touchdown, and then Tua had a couple bad throws, interceptions. So I finished out the week 4-2 up on the weekend, but I mean that was me bouncing back from a week where I went defeated and not want to bet. So I already know you're coming back this week hard. So you got to get it back in blood. So it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. It just be like that, man. Sometimes the NFL guys just hate you, but
be tough, man. Definitely do be tough.
But what other? I think was it your
Yeah.
tech? No, the Texans had a bye. What else? What else went wrong?
So also I had the Raiders. Now, man.
Oh my god!
Now I have to stop betting on teams outside of the Chiefs in that division, like just completely altogether, because they always fail me, bro. So I took the Raiders -3, thinking, okay, the Raiders should come. They should go into Chicago and they should just whoop on the Bears, whatever. Because there's no Justin Fields, and so they just traded Chase Claypool earlier in the year, whatever. So I'm thinking, okay, they gonna come in here, they go whoop on them. Shit,
they got whooped.
they got whooped. Open up a can of whoop ass, but yeah, no, that was named Tyler Bagent
or I don't know how to say it. D2 quarterback, first starting the league. I was just like, there's no way the Raiders don't win this game. Like they've been playing bad, but there's no way you don't beat a quarterback in his first start who went D2. And no, in true Josh McDaniels fashion, they don't lose. They get whooped. Belt to ass. Like
that's pretty embarrassing, honestly.
How does he still have his job, bro?
I don't know. Like he has to be on a hot seat this year.
Gotta be.
He gotta be.
Cause shoot, Mark Davis' other team winning championships. You see the Aces back to back, and they might three-peat next year, and they gonna get a NBA team sooner or later. The hockey team just won, and then you got this BS going on with the football team, bro. They have Devontae Adams. You would think, no matter who's playing, if we drop back, I probably should look at Devontae because he's probably getting open 9 times out of 10. No. And on top of another dumb decision, why is Brian Hoyer playing quarterback instead of the rookie Aiden O'Connell, who's looked?
That's what I'm saying. I heard he was supposed to be a little bit decent, and he was playing pretty good.
He was playing good.
Yes. I don't know what's going on.
Stupid. And like McDaniels, they asked him that in the press conference leading up to the game that past week, and he was like, "Regular season isn't preseason because he played good in the preseason." In the one game he played versus the Chargers, they lost. But it was a close game the whole game. They didn't get waxed by the Bears led by Tyler Bad. Like, there's levels to it. And so he looks stupid. I don't know. I was saying, going into this past week, it was Belichick and Staley on the hot seat. Belichick won. He saved himself. And then also I guess he signed some extension that they never talked about. I don't even know how that's legal. Can you?
I don't know how this league
How you sign an extension and it's not
secret,
reported to the
like
league?
it was like secretly like signed. How's
Yeah,
that even? Same thing, bro. I'll go off. I'm just getting off subject right here for a little bit
go ahead, go ahead.
because I got Bijan Robinson on my fantasy team, and I swear that Arthur Smith is like I want I felt like a Falcons fan. Like I want to hurt Arthur Smith, bro. Not bad, but I just hope his kneecaps get broken or something like that. That's how I hope.
He said
Like
that.
or like he's going to work or something. His he catch a flat tire or something like that. But but no, bro. Like how can you not report that Bijan has like a headache or like is sick or something? Like that has to be on the injury report. It
Right.
has to be.
And the,
It just
and the fact he said his head was hurting. So they saying it's sickness, not like anything concussion related. But then they did throw him in there for a play, ran the ball, and then went nowhere. And then he just sat out for the rest of the game. So it's like, if he was that hurt or ill, whatever you want to call it, why did you put him in the game
to
in
do
the
that.
first? That don't make no sense, bro. I was like, I thought he had got hurt because I was just seeing tweets about it, and then I looked at the stats and I was like, oh, he not even playing, but he got one carry. I don't know I can't remember if it was one carry or one target, but I was just like, what happened to him? And then I seen it finally on Twitter. I was like, what is going on with the league? Like, how does this stuff not get reported? Like, it make you it. I know it's not, but at the same time, just make you think like, what money did they have in
Yeah.
on all of his unders so that everybody can hammer him? Then they just pull him like that. That oh my god, the league be doing some stuff, man.
Bro,
They
because
be
that's
doing
what I'm saying. Because like, if you think about it, okay, the NFL is like so big on like booking like bets and betting and stuff like sports betting and bookies and stuff like that or whatever. So they so big on that and they like advertising that or whatever. You can't allow this to happen. Like you
at
cannot
all.
allow this. Like this should be like that should be a fine or something. Like you can't. That can't happen. That can't happen at all.
Yeah.
It just can't. I don't know. So I don't know. That just can't happen.
Yeah. And then shoot, even like I don't know about the Texans, but I know the Chiefs at least. Like every week this year, when they post about the game leading up to the week, they'll literally post like whatever team we playing in a picture of something, and then in the picture it will have the over under of the game brought to you by I think it's DraftKings Sportsbook or whatever, who's the sponsor of the NFL or BetMGM, whoever it is. I'm just like they're partnered up for real, so that even makes it like you said that can't happen if
Yeah.
you're gonna partner with all these betting sports books and have people betting serious cash on overs and unders, and you just not speak about a player's injury and then just sit him.
Yeah, because like people are like betting like
The
way more than
house,
us.
the
Yeah, like
house.
way more than us in the house, like the house. And just I can't even imagine like someone had like the Russian total like over on Bijan and he
Probably with the
just
last leg of the parlay too for
oh my
thousands.
I
That'd be
would want to
crazy.
hurt somebody, bro. I would want to hurt somebody.
And that somebody be Arthur Smith.
This fit.
Oh,
Literally.
that don't make no sense. But yeah,
That's hilarious.
that was a tough one. That plus the Raiders, I understand. That's just a frustrating week. Just stupid stuff happening, but we gonna get back right this week. We gonna get back right this week. I've locked in a couple of these. I have a couple more that I'm potentially locking in. So I actually have a pretty big slate of stuff. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got 9 picks in my notes app right now that I've been looking at over the week. 2 of these are already locked in. So I'm on the fence with all 7. But I'm gonna give them to y'all just to see where I'm leaning and everything. And I'll go ahead and start. First one, like I said earlier in this episode, probably like what 5-10 minutes ago. Taking my Chiefs, man. We've actually been doing really good against the spread,
Mhm.
which means as soon as I lock this in, I guaranteed that we don't cover this week, probably. But it's already locked in, so F it. I got them -6.5, -130. It's defense is playing good still. We just shut down Denver. It's probably going to be a little weather game that might alter some things. Denver, like I said, it's still up in the air whether they actually do trade anybody, but they've literally listed that everybody is available besides basically Russell Wilson because they're tied to that contract. But they've even said Pat Surtain is available for the right trade offer. So
Dang,
they are
really?
literally are trying to have a fire sale. I think I saw a report literally probably about an hour ago that they want a first for Jerry Judy, which they're not going to get that for
That's
Jerry
not
Judy,
getting that.
and a second for Cortland Sutton. And
They
then
might get a second from Courtland.
maybe, and then if they do trade Pat Surtain, they're saying reports are saying that it's probably going to have to be something equivalent or more than what Jalen Ramsey was traded for back to the Rams when the Jags traded him, which was 2 firsts and a 4th round. That one's understandable because Pat Surtain is one of the
That's
best young
understandable.
corners in the league, and he hasn't even gotten his second contract yet. But everything is just going downhill in Denver. They did get a win this week versus the Packers, but it's the Packers who haven't looked good at all with Jordan Love. So I'm not buying too much stock in that. But there is, like I said, the best team in the league losing the next week right after their crown best team in the league. We got the 16 game winning streak versus Denver. Patrick Mahomes never lost to Denver. All that, everything, this, that, and the third. But -6.5. I'm rolling with my boys. I'm locking it in. I think we gonna smack them. I think we're in a groove. Last week versus that Chargers defense kind of worked out some of the kinks of that offense in the red zone and scoring touchdowns for real. Finally, I think we keep it pushing, we keep it moving forward, and I low key think, knock on wood, watch us lose now for real, for real. But we were saying we thought the Chiefs could really go undefeated to start the season. And then the last team to do that or come close was the Patriots, who went undefeated and then lost the Super Bowl. So they finished with that one loss. I think we might have got our one loss out the way, and I think we might just run the table rest of the way through as long as we can stay relatively healthy. We did just lose Nick Bolton for like a month or two to dislocated wrist, but luckily got Drew Tranquil offseason pickup from the Chargers, who played really good this past weekend against his old team. So I think we'll still be solid on defense. It'll give a chance for him and Chanel to get some more snaps, which will make us that much better come playoff time. But I think we really gonna run the table. If we do have a second loss, I think it would only be because we rest people at the end of the season last game, which is exactly what we did in 2020 when we were defending the Super Bowl that year. We were 14-1, and then we rested the last game versus the Chargers. And that's one of the, just speaking of the Chargers, that's one of the stupid ass stats that pisses me off when they say they list Herbert's record versus the Chiefs. They always throw that victory in there, but we didn't even play half of our second string that game. We were playing third stringers in that game just to rest up for the playoffs. So, but I think we get it done this week. So that's my first pick that I've locked in.
I like it, man. Definitely like it. I think y'all should whoop them. I think y'all be fine. But I got 3 picks for this week, man. I might have one player prop, which I'll say with this game here. I mean, I'm taking my team too, man. I'm taking the Texans over Panthers this week. Got the 1 versus 2 this week. Well, we got the 1 versus 2 and 3 this week. So yeah, because yeah, so this should be a fun little game, whatever. Even though the Panthers 0-6 right now, we 3-3, 500. Both teams come off a bye week. I'm taking the money line on this one because I think 3.5. I think it'll be like a little bit closer game, but kind of like a low scoring of a game. But I think we're gonna see just brilliance from CJ. But I think we also will see some good from Bryce too, because like I said, this is a bye week, so both of them had extra time to prepare or whatever. Then we also getting Tank Dell back. I know we just lost Robert Woods for a little. I think he did like a foot injury or something like that. So we should see Tank Dell and John Mechie out there. So yeah, I got that as a money line, but also I was gonna say, if you guys want to take like I don't know what his receiving prop is, but Adam Thielen, whatever his receiving yards is for the Panthers, I would take that because he's been like kind of going crazy this year. So whatever it is, I'll probably go over it for y'all. I mean, that should hit. Um, he's by far the number one receiver over there. Um, so yeah, Bryce. I know Bryce targeting him a lot too, like with little short passes or like medium passes, whatever. But yeah, so yeah, I would go with that. But yeah, I got my Texans 1 unit, minus 175. So I like that.
Okay, I'm rocking with it. I was thinking about potentially playing Texans, and then the line went from 3 to 3.5. So I was
Mhm.
like, I'll stay away because maybe Vegas playing tricks. But I still think y'all win that game. I was actually one of the props. So I told you I had that parlay that I made. It had the Bills, it had the Chiefs, it also has the Texans and two more teams I'll talk about later. But I was also thinking about CJ Stroud uh over 238 and a half passing yards. I was on the fence about it. I know he's been kind of hitting that a little bit, but I didn't know. So how you feeling about that one?
Now it's gonna be interesting because I do think like I respect the Panthers defense. Like I respect what they got going on over there. I know Burns is a dog or whatever, but like I said, I think it's gonna be like a little bit of a low scoring game. So I don't know how much he would pass, but the run game for us hasn't been going well. So I can see him getting. We said 238,
238 and a half.
239. I can see him getting like 239, like over 239. I can definitely see that.
Yeah, and like I want to say three of the out of the 7 games or 6 games the Panthers have played, three quarterbacks have hit over that. Goff was 1 yard short of it, but they blew them out that game. So, and he only had 28 attempts, so he could have easily got that. Then on the flip side, the two of the quarterbacks that didn't get it, one of them was Derek Carr, the other was Desmond Ritter. Like they're not,
Okay,
they've
yeah.
been garbage. So I was thinking with that defense, I think CJ Stroud, the way he's been playing off of bye, should be able to go
That might be a
crazy. And if
solid
it's a
play.
closer game, I know the run game hasn't necessarily been that great this year, so he might be throwing it all over the field.
That's a solid play then.
Yeah, so I'll probably throw half a unit on that. But yeah, that was one of my player props for the weekend. So definitely like that one. Next up for me, I got the Jets -2.5. They get
Mhm.
DJ Reed and Sauce Gardner back this week from concussion protocol.
I was thinking about that.
Um, I mean, this is like if they really seriously, I still don't believe it. But if they ever want Aaron Rodgers to possibly come back this year, they're gonna have to win games and make the playoffs. This Giants team, they're still not that great. Uh, I think Daniel Jones is still out. Even if I would rather much prefer Daniel Jones playing. That would make me more confident in this bet than Tyrod Taylor. But either way it goes, even though New York, I guess, is the home or the Giants are the home team for this one, I still like the Jets here. I think it's a must-win game for them just to keep their playoff hopes alive. Buffalo obviously has already won this week, so they got to keep up with them. The Dolphins are going to play the Patriots, so they're probably rooting on a Patriots upset of the Dolphins because that'll bring the Dolphins back down. And if they win, I think that puts the Dolphins, Bills, and Jets in a three-way tie for first place in the AFC East. And the Jets honestly might have the tiebreaker in that one, if I'm not mistaken. So who
Because
knows?
they beat the Bills on week 1, huh?
Yeah, they lost to the Patriots, but they beat the Bills, so they would be 1-1. And the Bills got 2 losses, and the Dolphins lost to the Bills. So and they would have lost to the Patriots. So the Jets have the potential to be number 1 in the AFC East at the end of this weekend. So with that in mind, I think they're gonna come out ready to play. I think Zach Wilson, Giants defense isn't that great. I think Zach Wilson should be able to do something. And for the sake of our fantasy team, hopefully he can find Garrett Wilson for a touchdown or
Mhm.
two. So
And
that's my thing.
Saquon kind of banged up right now too. Huh?
He's back, and I guess the last time they played the Jets with him, he literally had 1 yard rushing total, and his brother, I guess they said, was messing with him about that. So apparently, he's motivated this week to top that. And someone in the comments was like, "All he got to do is get 2 yards, and he's already better than the last one." So how much motivation is that? But I don't think he'll go too crazy or nothing on the Jets. So
I like that one. I was actually looking at that one early on today. I might still like sprinkle something on that because I do like that. But my next one, man, I was going with them early in the year. I kind of stopped. I'm back on the train. I know they just lost last week, but I got the Saints -1, man. Versus Coast. Like I can't. It's like they got me at gunpoint. Like, no, you have to bet on this. But I'm just bad. Like, bro, they are a better team than what they're playing like right now. And I don't know if it's Dennis Allen. I don't know if it's Derek Carr. But it's something's going on with that offense. And sooner or later, they have to figure it out. You
I
would,
don't know. I don't know.
Bryce, you would think at
I
some
would
point.
think I didn't even realize until, and this is why I'm mad we couldn't record last week. But excuse me, I'll also put this in the link or this link in the description. But I was on the EFT Sports podcast a couple weeks ago, and we were talking about the Saints, and I was talking about Dennis Allen. Did you realize that man's NFL head coaching record? Take a guess what his record is.
His record?
Yeah, as a in his whole head coaching, do you think he has 20 wins?
Ooh. How long he been? How long? Because wasn't he a new coach last year?
No, he got the coaching job again. He was a head coach before that for the Raiders. Funny enough, I think
I didn't even know that.
I could be
So
wrong about that, but it wasn't good his first stint. Last year started his second stint, and it still hasn't been good.
I would hope he have. I would hope he has 20 wins if he's been coaching for like 3-4
He is
years. As a head
now
coach.
18-42,
That's sad,
and he's got a job.
and he has a job. That's pitiful.
And you pair that with Derek Carr, I get Vegas/Oakland hasn't been the best franchise most of his career, but clearly he's still not good, and it's just him at this point. We can't make any excuses for him yelling at Olave because he throwing the ball terribly. When he got open people on the other side of the field, if he would just go through the checks in a clean pocket. So you combine both of them with their losing records. I don't know if they ever turn it around, honestly. And I just feel you feel like you're at gunpoint. I feel like they already pulled the trigger on me because I done bet them again to win the division. It is not looking like it's gonna hit. The only thing that's saving me is the fact that the rest of the division is so ass as
It's so
well.
bad. Yeah.
Tampa Bay just lost again. Atlanta, Carolina, I'm hoping Texas beat them, but they're not even in contention for it. So it's really just Atlanta. But it's like they have way too much talent to be this bad, and the amount of money they're spending on all these players, they're in cap hell, and they're not winning at all. It makes zero sense. Dennis Allen, if they don't win the division this year, he got to get fired.
He has to get fired.
He has to. And honestly, at this point, if the next 3 weeks go by and you don't see any remote improvement from Derek Carr,
I'll put Jameis Winston in.
Put Jameis Winston
Just
in.
put Jameis in,
It can't be
man.
that bad. It cannot be. He might give you 3 interceptions, but he'll give you 3 touchdowns at the same time. So
At 300 yards, 400
300
yards.
yards, and Derek Carr is not doing any of that. Besides the interceptions part, it's awful. It's awful right now. So I'm with you. I want them to win because I have them for the division. But man, I don't know. And the coach just looked really good this past week versus Cleveland, so that might come back down to earth a little bit. But I just know at the end of the day, it's probably still going to be a close game knowing the Saints.
Yeah, it'll probably be a close game. Because I respect the Colts team too. That Colts team is still pretty solid even without AR. And Minshew, I still think he's a starting caliber quarterback in this league. I feel like he could start for somebody. And also, you got Zach Moss. He's running out of his mind right now. He's like, I think he's like second or third in rushing yards right now. It's crazy to think like another running back other than like Jonathan Taylor, which is like it defeats the purpose of like paying running backs because you got a guy like Zach Moss like just going crazy. So it's like you see that and it's like, okay, why should I pay you when I got a guy like Zach Moss that still he can do exactly the things you're doing. But look, Got my fingers crossed, man. I hope it hit, man. I hope it hit.
I hope it hit for you too, man. I need it. The Saints need it. But God, watching Derek Carr and Dennis Allen coaching this,
Oof.
they just suck.
Mhm.
Um, Next up for me, this is another team where I was betting on them earlier, didn't have some success, but they seemed to have righted the ship. And it wasn't even that they were bad. They just, like I said, they just can't. It was more like the earth balancing itself out. It's the Vikings. Last year they won all those one possession games. This year they've been losing them, but they're now on a 3-game win streak, I believe. They just whooped up on the 49ers without Justin Jefferson. Jalen Addison went crazy,
Mhm.
or Jordan Addison, I mean, but they're plus 100. It's an even pick 'em game between them and the Packers right now. It's in Lambeau Field, but I think the Vikings are just playing good football right now, and I'm still not a believer in Jordan Love necessarily. And I think the Vikings should be they're gonna keep it close at the very least. Now, can they win? They've been putting together wins, like I said, and then can they just take care of the football, please, for the love of God? Don't have a turnover in the first quarter. I think they had one again last week, and of course they lead the league in the last couple of years for first quarter turnover. So if they can just take care of the ball, Jordan Love gonna give them the ball. And if Addison can keep doing what he's doing, Hawkinson, Madison slash Akers in that backfield, and Kirk Cousins has actually been playing really good this year, despite the team's record. So I'm gonna take a gamble right here, and I'm gonna go with Vikings on the road at Lambeau, and they could potentially be sneaking back into the playoff picture because
Mhm.
ain't nobody in that division besides Detroit. They probably won't win the division, but they can easily sneak in a wild
Yeah.
card spot in that NFC because it's all top heavy. It ain't really the NFC don't look that great at all right now.
Mhm.
Philly is top dog because they have one loss, but even Philly looks a little off still. And Jalen Hurts got hurt this past weekend. I don't know if a lot of people realize that, but he did something to his knee and he came back with a knee brace and he wasn't moving the same. So we're gonna see. But yeah, give me Vikings ML at even money.
I like it. I definitely do like it. Jordan Addison did go crazy last week versus 49ers. So that's another player prop to go after because I mean they throw the ball a lot over there, and I mean he's the receiver one now since Jay Jettis is out, so they have to throw the ball to him. But my third and final pick, man, you gonna hate me for this, but I got the Bengals +5, man.
I I I see it. It's literally they have some of the best luck ever.
They really do.
Trent Williams is gonna be out again. Debo's gonna be out again. Brock Purdy might possibly be out. And it's like when they have a chance to get buried, they have life. And
They
then
got like
AFC teams are losing, so they haven't necessarily uh falling out of the playoff. The only thing that's helping is the fact their division keeps winning and they're at the bottom of the division because they opened up the season with 2 divisional losses. That's the only thing helping. But I actually like that pick. I just didn't want to bet it because I don't want to bet in favor of the Bengals. But I wouldn't be surprised if they go into the Bay Area this week and smack the 49ers, especially considering how the 49ers just got smacked by Kirk Cousins and Addison. What do you think Burrow, Chase, and Higgins going to do? Especially, I think Burrow said he's 100% healthy now. So, yeah, it's happening. They're
yeah.
doing it.
So yeah, I mean, yeah, I like it, man. Plus 5. I mean, they got it. If you look at their schedule, man, it don't get any easier because after 49ers they have the Bills. And after the Bills, they got Texans. After Texans, they got Ravens. After Ravens, they got Steelers and the Jags and the Colts. So I mean,
They got a hard. I think they got
they
the hardest
yes.
schedule for the rest of the season as of right now.
So at some point they have to start winning. If Burrow says he's 100%, then I guess you have to believe him, whatever. You also got Chase over there. I know 49ers do have a corner that's on the IR right now. But yeah, I just don't know about the 49ers, man. They, was with Brock Purdy. When they have the Avengers, they're pretty good, but without him,
Look
he's
pretty
not pretty.
average.
He's pretty not pretty good. Looking like pretty irrelevant.
Shoot, they paid Nick Bosa all that money this offseason. I
Yeah,
haven't even heard
I
of Nick
have it.
Bosa all season.
You
They
know
said
why?
I'm gonna say the same thing. I know why. They said he don't like stacking quarterbacks stack up. Oh man, yeah,
He hasn't been playing any black quarterbacks. That's
yeah.
why.
So he hasn't looked good. I will say, while Joe Burrow has played better that last game versus Seattle before their bye, he wasn't good. It was just Seattle couldn't score in the red zone with Geno Smith playing like garbage. So he says he's 100%. We'll see. I would think Nick Bosa versus that Cincinnati O line, I would think he has a field day this week, if anything. And that's the one way that they can win this game is, getting pressure on Burrow. But like I said, I would not be surprised if the Bengals cover that +5 and win outright, actually. So I actually might, like, just personally, I might even just sprinkle on Bengals ML in a parlay or something just because it'll be good odds. But yeah, since he's gonna find a way to be in the hunt right there at the end of the season, I'm sure. But it is what it is. I think you said that's your last pick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll finish off the parlay I had, and then I got a couple props we can talk about that I'm thinking on. But like I said I had Bills, Texans, Chiefs, Chargers, Lions. It's a 5-team parlay. Just bring it on. It was, I think, plus 270. They're all heavy favorites. It's a square ass bet, but like all these teams should win this week, I would think. Texans, you're playing the 0-6 Panthers, even though I'm sure Panthers will come out fighting. I think y'all are a better team. Us versus the Broncos. The Chargers have the Bears Sunday night. I don't know how that game didn't get flexed out, especially with Badgett playing now. But we're gonna have to watch that Sunday night. Honestly, might sprinkle on Chargers -8.5 because I would think the way they've been playing, they bounce back on a terrible team and blow them out at home. And then Lions are playing the Raiders, who just got smacked, and Lions coming off their ass whooping this past weekend. I think they bounce back at home. So that was my 5-team parlay for the week. And then these are the props I'm looking at. I'm hoping I'm not too late to the party because he's now hit this, I think, the last 5 games. AJ Brown over 88.5 reception yards. He's gone over 100 every week besides week 1. So I'm hoping he can keep that going. I might be, like I said, I might be late. And I'm sure a lot of the public is on this bet this week because he's done it for 5 games now. So Vegas probably putting that call in right now as I say this. Next, I got Cooper Kupp over 7.5 receptions. He had a down game last week versus Pittsburgh. They held him to 2 catches, even though he had 7 targets. His over 7.5 prop is plus money. So I think if you ever could get Cooper Kupp's receptions on plus money, you always got to sprinkle on that just for the fact Stafford is liable to throw him the ball 12 times any given game just because that's their type of connection. I got Travis Kelce over 6.5 receptions. Think he's probably hit this the last 3 or 4 weeks. Like I said, it is snowing. I don't know how heavy the snow will be, but we're still going to throw the ball, and he's been eating. I think that should cash easy. And then Mahomes over 2.5 passing touchdowns is plus 149. Like I said, I think they got back in a little bit of a groove last week, so I'm going back to that one, sprinkling on that. So those are all the props I've been thinking about. I haven't locked any of them in. Like I said, I just got the Chiefs right now, the parlay, and then my game picks. And then I've been looking at these props, decipher if I want to do them all, sprinkle on a couple, let others, die out. But that's how I'm thinking. What you thinking about the props?
I like it, man. I like all of them. That AJB one is pretty good because he's been balling this year like crazy. Like he's been in that elite tier for receivers, and also the Cooper Kupp one is good. I like that one too. Like you said, if you ever get plus money on Cooper Kupp's reception, you have to. I mean, that's like almost automatic. Like you have to at least something on it, like sprinkle a little something on it. And then Patrick Mahomes 2.5 touchdowns, man. I mean, hey, like like you said, y'all bounced. That offense bounced back last week. If it's like a third, if it's like third and at 3 yard line and it's like a goal line play, whatever, he gonna throw. It's
Ella,
gonna be some type of a little pass or whatever, and he gonna get a touchdown like that. So, yeah. So I mean, I like it. I like all of them, most definitely.
yeah, man. So that's the week 8 picks. Appreciate y'all if y'all listen all the way through. I know this will be like the first, I guess, official YouTube video that goes up. But if you've noticed, like, hey, y'all look different. Like this ain't Zoom no more. We have made the switch to StreamYard. Like I said, we did our first live pod Tuesday night using this platform. So now we got our little banner at the top. We got our socials. We got our logo. I actually messed up. I meant to be having this ticker going on the whole time. I literally, as I was just saying that, I just remembered it. But yeah, INIS pods, week 8 NFL bets. Lock them in, man. Cam is bouncing back this week. I'm looking to get back on the streak of positives. We're going to all cash in this week on the bookies. It's only right we bounce back after the NFL gods have been against us the last couple weeks. But
Oof.
hey, we get knocked down 9 times. We standing up 10. We standing on business. We
Yes,
standing
sir.
on business.
Stand on business, man.
Standing on business, man. But like I said, we appreciate if y'all listen all the way through. It's your favorite kids from the neighborhood signing off, and we out.
I need it.